Hey folks, spring is a time when most outdoor riders groups get together, and for us it was another road trip. Now last week we attended the Pennsylvania Outdoor Writers Association annual conference and awards banquet in Tioga County at Mansfield College. The meeting attracted several interesting folks, as you'll see right now when we go out in the open. Out in the Open is brought to you by statewide abstract and national abstract companies. For 35 years, the Pocono choice when you need a real estate title research company. By Buck Hill Firearms, the Northeast's #1 online retailer of firearms. By B&B Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Honesdale, a family-owned and operated new and pre-owned car and truck dealership trusted for the best price and service since 1970. By the Car Firearms Group, the #1 choice of personal carry, and the Tommy Gun Warehouse in Greeley, where you will find the largest retail showroom in the Northeast for all kinds of new and used firearms. Hey folks, welcome to this edition of Out in the Open. I'm Alex Zedok.
And I'm Joanne Zedok. Wow, we got a show for you.
Yeah, it's really great. You know, we go to these outdoor writer groups, and it attracts a lot of speakers and people from around the area and throughout the state. And so we have an opportunity to talk to a lot of different kinds of people.
Oh, it was very, very interesting. They're the best. I like them.
We're at Mansfield College. That's where they held the conference. And this is a meeting where all of the writers get together. We have about 150 members, I guess, and we have our major competition at this meeting, and we do all kinds of things. So it's kind of a very interesting thing for us to go and belong and be and whatever. And actually, I celebrated and was recognized as being a 50-year member of the Pennsylvania Outdoor Writers Association. That's a long time.
That's a long time because I'm only 5 years.
That's right. A lot of memories, a lot of conferences, but it was great, as you'll see. So let's just talk with Paula Piatt. She's the executive director. Give you a little background.
Hi, I'm Paula Piatt, Executive Director of the Pennsylvania Outdoor Writers Association. And this year we're in beautiful Tioga County, headquartered in Mansfield and out here at Mill Cove Environmental Education Center just outside Mansfield. And this is our annual gathering of writers, podcasters, bloggers, videographers, artists, authors. We all get together once a year and we hand out our Excellence in Craft Awards, and we have craft improvement sessions, and we have newsmaker sessions where we bring in newsmakers not only from around the state but from around the entire area that we're in, so that all of our members can learn more about that area and take that information back to the readers and the listeners and the viewers throughout the state. We're a vibrant organization. We have almost 150 active individual members and another 70 active supporting members that enable us to bring people throughout Pennsylvania information about not only hunting and fishing, but a lot of our members are conservation minded and artists that, you know, you'll see their art hanging throughout homes in Pennsylvania and on the covers of magazines that are published in Pennsylvania. So if anybody out there is a budding outdoor communicator, certainly you can take a look at our website, paoutdoorwriters.com, and get more information about us and contact us about membership and how we can help you become a better outdoor communicator.
Well, that was interesting, folks. And now let's get into some of the speakers. And it was interesting to talk with Tim Schaeffer. Now, he's the executive director of the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission. And Tim was talking about Safe Boating Week, which is the week in May 21st to the 27th. But safe boating is all year.
It's important.
Absolutely. Wear your life jacket. I mean, that was the message.
Absolutely.
Basically,
yep.
You know, you just can't be too safe when you're out on the water, particularly with your family and your friends and your kids and whatever else. And we had the opportunity to meet Rose Ann Moore. Now, Rose Ann Moore was on the History Channel in that show alone. She was that Pennsylvania resident who was selected to try that, and she was out in the woods and by herself. And she has an interesting program coming up also that you may want to take part in. And we talk about the MUCK.
Yes.
The MUCK is out there in Tioga County, an unusual place in Pennsylvania. If you're looking for a place to go and take the family, perhaps you're a camper, there's so many things up there in Tioga County that you can take part in, you know. So very interesting.
I thought it was great.
And it was great to have, Robert Ross talk about it. He's the ecologist kind of that
that got the MUCK going and started. And then our friend Tim Flanigan kind of filled us in on all of the photographs he takes there and all of the animals you can see. And what a great place to take a family and kids and sit in that little shed, as you'll see, and do that thing.
Oh, it was great. You think you need a big place to do it. All those little birds and everything, they were right there.
That's right. They come up close. And we, if you ever wondered what land managers do, the Pennsylvania Game Commission, got a little story about that. So we got a whole bunch of things for you to entertain you. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The Jug Handle Inn is all about good times and amazing food. Our menu features nachos, fries and tots, monster burgers, and fresh salads. And don't forget the Jug's award-winning wings. Our menu will satisfy any craving. The Jug is perfect for lunch, dinner, or a late-night snack. Show up, kick back, and relax, and let our friendly staff take good care of you. Come enjoy good times, great friends, and the excitement of watching all the games. Rediscover the Jug Handle Inn, Cinnamonson.
Fishermen use anise oil to mask human scent on lures and bait, and deer don't object to anise either. You can use anise-infused soap every day. Get the all-natural, handcrafted sports bar with oil of anise from Marie Soap. Go to mariesoap.com. Order today.
Hey, folks, I had the opportunity to talk to Tim Schaeffer, the executive director of the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission. Tim, there are a lot of things happening in the springtime in Pennsylvania. Certainly, you get through the trout season, which is a changed system now, what we've gone to a little bit, the stocking throughout the state and all those kinds of things. And it's the time when boating kicks in, and boating is a big part of everything that you get involved with.
It is. We're the Fish and Boat Commission, and we have over 300,000 registered boats in the Commonwealth. We've seen a spike in unpowered boat activity in the last couple of years. If you can believe it, we now have half as many unpowered launch permits as we do registered boats in the Commonwealth.
That's phenomenal. Yeah, all the canoers and kayakers and everybody wants to take to the water.
I even saw it today.
To stealth around.
That's
correct?
right, it is. And it's fun, and it's a relatively inexpensive way to go on the water. But we kick off National Safe Boating Week in May, and then that runs through the entire summer, that safe boating message. The number one thing we remind people, wear your life jacket. Just about everywhere I speak, I say, if there's one thing you remember, wear your life jacket. In Pennsylvania, about 80% of the boating fatalities every year are a result of people not wearing their life jacket.
For a long time, Joanne and I lived on Lake Wallenpaupack, and you got a lot of grandparents who buy boats and have boats out there, and the grandchildren, the kids aren't there all the time, but when they do show up, one of the things that you kind of cringe at is to see when perhaps a grandparent unknowingly puts a not fitting life jacket on a child. That's not a good thing.
I am so glad you said that. And the reason I'm smiling is I grew up on Lake Wallenpaupack as well. Family had a place there for years, and so frankly, I spent lots of time in life jackets that didn't fit me. And then what happens is, if you can imagine a life jacket that doesn't fit, kid goes in the water, it can actually come up over their head and suffocate them. We call it the touchdown test. First of all, for any adult or a youth, the life jacket needs to fit. It's not just have the right number of life jackets, but the proper fitting and operable life jackets. But the touchdown test, put the life jacket on, kid goes like this. If you can pick them up by the life jacket and it doesn't come up over their head, it fits. You want it to fit nice and snug. And life jackets are, on Lake Wallenpaupack, I wore those big orange Gilligan's Island looking things, if people even know what that is anymore. But they're more comfortable than ever. They're lighter than ever. A lot of fishermen really enjoy the inflatable ones where you don't even know they're on. Waterfowl hunters. I mean, here we are and getting into the heat of the summer, but waterfowl season will be here before you know it. You actually have coats that actually have the buoyancy built into it. So it's not just fishermen, boaters. It's hunters that are out in the fall. For ducks or geese, that same requirements apply there.
And it's kind of easy if you look inside the life jacket, inside the band, someplace that says U.S. Coast Guard approved, and it gives you, 1, 2, 3, and all the different, numbers and sizes and what it'll fit and whatnot. So it's easy to do, but it's one of the biggest things you can do to stay safe on the water. There's no reason for people to drown when you can wear a life jacket and be safe.
Absolutely.
Particularly the kids.
By all means. And, a reminder, all kids under 12 have to wear a life jacket on boats under 20 feet and canoes and kayaks. So we want to make sure that the kids are safe, but adults as well. I mean, you really need to wear your life jacket regardless of age. And I admit it, I never used to wear my life jacket. And I'm being completely honest until I took this job. And I bet a lot of people, if they were being honest, they'd probably admit they didn't either. I see the reports There's nothing that, I mean, it just about brings tears to my eyes every time. If it's a Saturday afternoon in the summer and I see my phone light up, it's one of our waterways conservation officers, I know what it is. It's a boating fatality. And again, 9 times out of 10, or really literally 8 times out of 10, if the person had been wearing a life jacket, you wouldn't have the fatality. So I wear it all the time now.
Yep, absolutely. Joanna and I do too. You know, it's better to be safe than,
Oh my
than
gosh,
sorry,
yeah.
you know, and you
Yeah.
never know when somebody else is going to need your assistance,
Well,
and you've got to get in the water.
I'm glad you point that out, because it's not just yourself that you're putting in jeopardy, but it's first responders, it's other boaters, and that's a great segue into another message: is boating under the influence. BUI, boating under the influence, rules are the same as DUI, driving under the influence. That .08, same applies on the water as if you're driving a car. So please do not boat impaired.
You know, it's you know, with all the things that are going on now, and you've seen it on Lake Wallenpaupack, the
Yeah.
inexperienced boaters.
Yeah.
So if you're an experienced boater, you've got to be prepared yourself for the inevitable, or something that may happen on the water that you don't expect. So
You do, and with that experience, a reminder: anybody born after 1982 to operate 25 horsepower or motor boat or larger, or any personal watercraft or jet ski, you have to have taken a basic boating course and have your boater safety certificate. So make sure you've taken that course. Easier than ever. You can do that online. A lot of things, frankly, you can do online.
good family
these days.
thing to do.
Oh,
Families get together and do that together. It keeps them boating.
And I
doesn't it?
got to say another thing, a tip: if there's any teachers watching it, we're seeing more and more teachers integrate that into their phys ed curriculum. So, you know, the summertime, you're putting your lesson plans together for next year. Contact us if you're a phys ed teacher. We'll get it right into your curriculum for you.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey, fantastic job you're doing with the
Thank
Fishing
you.
Boat Commission. Of course, we keep seeing all these things, and thanks for sharing all this information with us.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
My name is Rosanna Moore, and you may know me from my recent appearance as one of 10 participants on season 8 of Alone on the History Channel. My time on Alone was interesting, and when I thought I knew so much about the outdoors, I learned so much more. My time there was 37 days. I was medically extracted. I lived with grizzly bears and got to learn the importance of predator control while I was out there. I harvested 2 rabbits and lived on berries in 37 days. And it was a unique experience, and I'm very lucky to have been able to participate in that. So that brought me back home here to Wellsboro, Pennsylvania, and it better equipped me to do what I'm doing now, which is a nonprofit. I have an upcoming women's outdoor culture camp where I will bring 100 women to Tioga County, Pennsylvania, from all over the United States, and I will get to teach them survival skills and introduce them to the outdoors. So the program will consist of basic skills. We'll do some wild game cooking, open fire cooking. We'll do some kayaking. We'll do fly tying. I believe the Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission is going to join me for that. We're going to do basic archery skills. Let's see, wilderness first aid, land navigation. So just the basic skills that you need to get out there and help you build that confidence. And if you have an interest in the program, you can find more information on the Women's Outdoor Culture Camp at www.thisismyquest.org.
Real estate law is our business and need an abstract title search company near Stroudsburg, Mount Pocono, Pocono Lake, Lake Naomi, Blakesley. Call National Abstract at 570-646-4110 for offices near Scranton, Clark Summit, Lake Wallenpaupack, Lords Valley. And for general information, call 570-226-6229. For 35 years helping people with real estate, we're a Pocono experience you can't afford. Call 570-226-6229.
Buck Hill Firearms, located at 115 Route 390 in Cresco, Pennsylvania. You never have to make an appointment. We're open 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday. Buck Hill Firearms is a full-service sports shop including hunting and fishing equipment and live bait. Buck Hill Firearms NRA certified instructors are here to help you choose the gun that's right for you. Buck Hill Firearms, 115 Route 390 at the corner of Route 390 and 940 in Cresco, Pennsylvania. Check out our website at buckhillfirearms.com.
Better and better.
Don't be shy, stop by and see why so many folks rely on B&B for the best buy. Easy to find in Honesdale. We're making deals on all types of wheels. Brand new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, and the cleanest pre-owned vehicles in the land. For big choices and the best buys, head to B&B, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Honesdale, where smart buyers shop first.
Better and better.
To translate a vision into reality is true innovation. At Car Arms, we not only manufacture some of the most advanced firearms on the market, we build assurance and reliability through a solid history of quality. We pride ourselves on offering concealable, performance-driven firearm systems that exceed expectations time and time again. Car Arms, American ingenuity at its finest.
Hey folks, Joanne and I are camping at Ives Run Campground here. It's a Corps of Engineers project and a wonderful campground up here in Tioga County. And we came here to what is called the MUCK, and we were going to do some filming here, and we are. And we ran into Robert Ross, and he's an ecologist. Now, you were instrumental in getting the MUCK open to the public. What was this before?
This was nothing but probably an old, I don't know, rail trail out here. It was all grown over with bushes, tangles, briars. You could not penetrate that to save your soul. So I thought, you know, I explored a little bit and found out that it went out all the way to the middle of the marsh. And I said, wouldn't it be great, this wonderful wetland here in marsh, to get people, folks in the community here, get them out there, get them to be able to come out and take a look at the birds we have out here in this marsh.
Particularly for the birds? Is that why you did it?
Particularly
we
for
have
birds.
other animals besides birds out there.
We have just about all the animals you could think of, you know, bears, bobcats. I saw deer way out in the water. I call them water bucks. And, you know, you name it, they're all out there. Turtles.
This is an important birding area, right? What does that mean, actually?
Well, this went through a rigorous review process, and there was a program that started, a good many years ago, 20 years ago or so, to identify special places in the state, and it's a bigger program than that, nationwide and international too. Special places that harbor high concentrations of rare birds, or you know, high diversity, or specialized species that, you know, are endangered perhaps. And so this is one of those we identified.
This is one of the great places. Now, what makes this so attractive for the birds?
Well, it's you know, it's year-round, watered year-round, and there's, you know, it's an emergent wetland, so it's a specialized area. There's only so many birds that can use this, but some of those birds are like rails and bitterns that are specialized for this habitat. They are considered endangered or close to it in Pennsylvania.
Are there other places like this in Pennsylvania, or is this unusual to that degree? It's unique.
Well, this, you know, these types of lands can also be uplands too, so they can be in our forests. In fact, Pennsylvania's Grand Canyon is one of those other areas. It's a special place where there's interior forest birds that breed there, and so it harbors a high diversity of those types of birds.
That's fantastic. You were out looking today?
Yes, I was.
What did you get a glimpse of?
I had my canoe. There are marsh wrens out there. I saw some marsh wrens. I was looking at the beaver dam to see how high that's gotten with all the recent rain. It has grown a bit, you know, in the past year due to this high water. So just wanted to get out in a kayak and enjoy this special place.
It's people like you that make places like this special. You know, to take an interest like that in your community and your area, and to have something develop like this and be instrumental is just phenomenal. I want to thank you for doing that and for letting us come out here and see this place. This is wonderful.
Sure thing. It's a great place, and bring your friends.
Yeah, we're going to do that. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you talking to us.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Tim Flanigan. I'm a wildlife photographer, and I'm visiting a very special place known as the MUCK. Why would anyone want to visit such a place with such a name? Well, because it's a wildlife bonanza. The MUCK is a small state game lands, 408 acres. It's known as Game Lands number 313, and it's located 4 miles north of Wellsboro, PA in Tioga County, and in the Marsh Creek drainage. It's a wildlife mecca and a must-see place for bird watchers and wildlife photographers. The MUCK got its name from the type of soil that is compacted in this valley. Thousands of years ago, glaciers pushed all manner of vegetation, tons and tons and tons of vegetation, into the Marsh Creek Valley, filling it 200 to 300 feet deep with decaying vegetation. That turned into a black, spongy, wet, generally unstable soil that has a sewer-like smell, and it's called Carlisle silt loam. It's exceptionally fertile, and early settlers in the 1890s realized that it was ideal for cultivating celery and lettuce, and an industry began. This broad march is a veritable garden of wildflowers and fascinating wetlands plants. All manner of wetlands plants grow here, including vervain, swamp mallow, ironwood, arrowhead, swamp rose, asters, touch-me-nots, and many, many more. It's a veritable paradise for wetlands plants, and these plants are home to insects and birds. On birds, oh my, the myriad of birds that exist here is unbelievable. My favorite time to visit is the spring, April and May.
The warblers are moving through. You have the very special marsh wren that lives here. Yellow warblers are almost always here, nesting here. You also have some very unique marshland birds, and predators as well. You'll see eagles and ospreys here, and even the Coopers and sharp-shinned hawks. But you also may see the bittern, the American bittern, or the endangered least bittern that lives in this marsh. There are also some very unique sounds here. Anytime you're here, just stop and listen to all the bird sounds, and it will direct your attention to many of these birds. Some of the most fascinating of these birds are the rails. Both the Virginia rail and the Sora rail live here. They like this marsh. They raise their young here. They're very elusive to see. If you can imitate their call, you can call them in. The Virginia rail sounds like oink, 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 oink with its call, its mating call, and the Sora rail has a very unique call, sounds like a whinnying horse. These are all here. It's a wonderful, wonderful place to visit. One of the most unique places in Pennsylvania to visit and watch and see and photograph wildlife. As a professional wildlife photographer, we have traveled through all the 50 states photographing wildlife. Any manner of wildlife, from big game to songbirds, even insects. And here you will see some unique insects, dragonflies and dragonflies. All of our travels and all of our photography expeditions, we love this place as one of the best locations to come and see unique wildlife. Photo opportunities here are wonderful.
We publish our photography on Fine Art America. Just look up my name, Timothy Flanigan, on Fine Art America. Also on pixels.com. We really appreciate your interest in our photos and hope to see you and hopefully photograph beside you or watch birds beside you someday at the MUCK.
Hey folks, we're talking with Danise Mitcheltree, and she's a land manager for the Pennsylvania Game Commission. Danise, you've been in the Game Commission for a long time. This is not the job that you started out doing there.
No, it's not. Actually, I was a game warden from 2000 to 2007 in southern Potter County. Okay. And from there, then I moved into land management in 2007.
What made you join the Game Commission?
I went to Penn State for wildlife and fisheries science. I've always had a strong interest in wildlife resources. And when I was at Penn State, I got the opportunity of a lifetime and was part of the fisher reintroduction and did my master's degree when I was at Penn State.
That was a historical event in Pennsylvania?
It was. It's pretty humbling to look back and think that I was a part of that, played some small role in bringing the fishers back to Pennsylvania. It was a huge project, a tremendous undertaking with so many different organizations and partnerships involved, and I got to be a part of it.
You have a major role now as a land manager, and people don't understand what goes on in the Game Commission lands that are out there. We, of course, people being on the inside, so to speak, outdoors, people get an idea that the lands that the Game Commission owns, the state game lands, basically need to have help. I mean, they're being taken care of, even though people can't see everything that's going on. What are some of the things that you do?
Oh, we could be here all day. But the goal of the Game Commission, our mission is to promote hunting and trapping traditions in Pennsylvania, but in doing so, preserve wildlife and wildlife habitat. So as a land manager, I oversee the activities on a game lands. Actually, it's a group of game lands that we're assigned, and we have habitat crews, folks that go out there and put herbaceous openings, or some people call them food plots. They do non-commercial timber stand improvements like aspen regen that helps grouse and woodcock and deer.
When you say that,
many.
I mean, for people who don't know, you go into an
aspen stand, and they will cut the trees.
Cut them and stack them.
They will cut them and leave them lay.
Leave them lay,
yes.
like toothpicks all over.
Yes, yep.
And that's good.
And
because,
it is good habitat.
Yeah.
It provides great cover. It's a complex structure, so you have lots of bugs that will move in during the growing season. There are buds from the trees that were cut that can still be foraged so the deer can browse. It provides cover for young grouse, young woodcock, young turkey, songbirds utilize it. Such a wide range of wildlife species and in just one management technique.
Yeah, and that's just super. You know, we talked a little bit about a lot of people have property and they have areas 2, 3, 4 acres or something. And say, oh, I want to feed the wildlife. You know, we get this all through the Poconos. People want to feed the wildlife because they think they're starving out there. But many times that's not the best thing to do. The best thing to do is if they have trimmings from
go
bushes,
natural.
Go natural with
so your berry producing shrubs and small trees easily fit in even some smaller backyards. There is a ton of resource information on the Game Commission's website. Plants and trees that are beneficial to wildlife that can be planted even on a small scale. Building small brush piles in their backyard, it gives cover to.
Brush piles are important, aren't they? I
sure,
mean,
sure. They
you
provide
don't
cover.
burn the brush piles if you have an opportunity.
Right. Yeah. Don't burn them.
Burn
yeah.
them. Stack them because. You know, the wildlife loves it. The birds love it. Everybody. And if it's big enough, I guess bears love them.
Yes,
too.
we've had bears use some of our brush piles on the game land. So you never know what's going to move in and utilize that. And the sturdier you can make them, the longer they'll last. But you can always add to them as well. It's just not a one-year type of effect that you'll have.
Now you have how many crews?
I have 2 crews.
2 crews. How many acres do you cover?
About 60,000 acres of game lands.
With your 2 crews?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
so about six bodies.
6 bodies. Okay. And you're in charge of the machinery, what they do, how they manage the land, what they're supposed to do, use them.
Right. The land manager does the oversight. We build the comprehensive plans in conjunction with biologists and foresters within the agency. It's a team effort with the habitat management. And, we're building comprehensive plans for the game lands so that we can maximize those resources on the ground in the most cost-efficient way to make use of those hunter and trapper dollars and put them into good habitat. But yeah, state game lands, we're at about 1.5 million acres of state game lands in Pennsylvania.
Thanks for talking to us.
Sure.
I hope some young people out there get the idea that they'd like to work for the Game Commission too.
That'd be great.
They see you and you enjoy your job so much. Just talking about it and the things you do. Sounds like a great match. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it.
Wow, Joanne, that was a wrap-up show. I mean, we had so many good speakers and information and people to talk to, and we like doing shows like that. We can bring all that together and bring people, bring people on and give you all the information that you need.
All those opinions and everything, and people that do different things, and yet they all connect together in some way because it's all being outside. It's all
being in the outdoors. And for our show, Saltwater Fly Fishing 101, we won the Broadcast Media Award, which was another award, another feather in our cap. That means we're doing something right. We hope you enjoy the shows because we certainly enjoy bringing them to you. So we're going to be here. We're going to be somewhere.
We're going to be out in the open.
Absolutely.